Good morning, good morning.
Please say something nice.
You're not a fan of the cold.
I've had enough now.
Yeah, well, we're 5 days into spring and we are heading straight back into winter,
Are we officially in spring then now?
We're officially in the meteorological spring, which starts on the 1st of March, as opposed to the astronomical spring, which starts on the 21st of March. So we're officially in spring, but it's not going to feel like it this week.
Right.
No, not good news. What can we expect?
Well, the Met Office has got weather warnings for snow and ice out in Scotland tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. There is a UK Health Security Agency warning, a health warning for the cold weather in place as well. And we're expecting a pretty lengthy spell of cold weather because we've got this cold blast of air coming down from the Arctic. This is being driven by what's been brewing in the media for weeks now, which is the sudden stratospheric warming event, which is where an event in the Arctic, the winds reverse, basically, and that pushes the polar front down, which is the border between the polar air and the area we are. That makes the jet stream wavy, builds high pressure. It's pretty much similar to what we saw in 2018, if you remember, in February, when we had the beast from the east.
Oh, no.
We're not expecting it to be quite so... Yeah, don't look so scared. Not expecting it to be quite so bad as that. But it's a sort of similar event where we get this high pressure built in and it draws in air from either the north, which is where we're getting it this week, or the east. Not expecting too much from easterly.
All right, so how cold, what conditions are we expecting from, going from the Shetlands right down to the south coast?
Right. Now, the cold weather is always going to hit the north first, and they're expecting the coldest temperatures. Now, you mentioned -4 there as a wind chill. I think we probably get a bit lower than that in the Glens and the Highlands and places like that. The south, probably about freezing. We must remember, though, we are in the start of spring. The sun is stronger now, so in the sunshine, it might actually feel quite mild at times in the south. But the problem is, when we get milder air coming in from the southwest, when we've got this cold air from the north sitting over us, and the two meet, that is when you get snow, and this is where the snow warnings are going to come in. And we might get that in the south this week. We might. But the main warnings are for the north, but it could be anywhere. We're going to have a cold snap.
But snow in this country often means that the country grinds to a head.
Grind.
We're going to see disruption, aren't we?
Yeah, and just talking about all the rail fares and the rail problems and disruption. Yes, I was in here before Christmas talking about snow. We had a bit of snow and it was absolute chaos. Yeah. We get snow in the south, I mean, the warnings, the Met Office warnings in the north do warn of travel disruption, and be prepared for all that.
All right, let's be specific. What do we mean by the south?
The south, so anything sort of, I mean, cut the country in half. Scotland, northern England, northeast England, Yorkshire, that sort of area is always going to get the coldest weather. Yeah. The south, where we are, London, Cornwall, southeast, that sort of area.
What about Midlands?
Midlands, yeah, they're going to be in the cold as well. They're going to get some cold weather this week. I mean, everywhere, Stephen, this week is going to be cold, and possibly beyond. And it's not even today. I mean, I was coming in this morning. It's cold out there, but it's starting tomorrow. The cold air is arriving properly tomorrow. So, Stephen, if you don't like the cold, then tomorrow's...
I know, I'll be staying in.
Yeah, you...
honestly, but it's... Because we're still in this state where you're sort of thinking, oh, I'd have to put the heating on.
Yeah, but we're nearly... I mean, summer's not far off. I mean, this is not unusual. We do get this at this time of year. As I mentioned, 2018, we had the beast from the east. That was a bad one, but...
It might not be unusual, but wasn't it in... was it the first lockdown? And it was around about sort of March, April time. Yeah. And it was red hot.
Yeah, and this time last year, actually. This time last year, we were talking about hot weather now arriving in March. But, we are in that part of the world where I'm always talking about the jet stream. And depending on whether we're right, it's, the jet stream goes right across the system. It's above us, we get encouragement from the south, which is warmer. And if it's below us, we get from the north. It can move in a day. So we're in that part of the world where it can change on a hairpin like that. And we're just going through a cold snap now. So wrap up. No barbecues yet, no summer hats yet, no T-shirts yet.
I thought we were in spring.
Well, we are.
I was putting away my winter coats. Packing it all away. I'm going to have to get them all back out again, aren't I?
About 10 days, 2 weeks, maybe, fingers crossed.
Up to 2 weeks?
Up to 2 weeks, some forecasts are saying. I mean, the thing with this high-pressure systems that we get caused by sudden stratospheric warming or any high pressure is they're quite stubborn. And it needs the Atlantic, the effects from the Atlantic to shove it out of the way, and the jet stream as well. Yeah. We've got a wavy jet stream at the moment, which is building high pressure, which is part of the reason why we're drawing in those northerly winds. And we've just got to sit it out and wrap up. Yeah.